Hello, I'm Ramesh Meyyappan. My sign name is Ramesh. I'm a deaf theatre maker based in Glasgow. My aim is to create quality work that engages with a mainstream audience whilst also being fully accessible. I'd like to talk about my production Offkilter. This is a one-man show that was developed before COVID-19 and co-produced by the Tron Theatre in Glasgow and Theatre Works in Singapore. It was directed by Andy Arnold, whose sign name is Andy. The performance was nominated for Best Male Performance by the CAT Awards in Scotland and has toured internationally to Singapore, the UK, Italy, France, and China, and will continue to tour to Norway, Holland, Egypt, and Nepal. Offkilter is a dark, comic, visual theatre production incorporating illusion and non-verbal storytelling. The character Joe Kilter has a set routine of going to work and returning home. Some people think he's obsessive. He doesn't give them a thought. But a change to Joe's routine turns his whole world askew. His life is no longer the same, and even his house becomes lopsided. He's off his game. Joe Kilter is off kilter. He grows increasingly isolated as the darkness descends and life feels impossible. Offkilter explores mental health, identity, feeling different from everyone and not quite yourself. I'd like to talk about the central theme of the piece. The notion of having an off day is something that I think many people have experienced. But with Offkilter, I wanted to explore more serious consequences that can arise. I wanted to identify the feelings of isolation, fear, anxiety, confusion, deep sadness, and even anger. As I read about mental health, I really started to appreciate the separation felt by those who suffer from stigmatization and the ignorance leveled by society, leaving them feeling even more isolated and alone. The misunderstanding can lead to being demonized and feared. I use the word demonize because in the mainstream media there are so many sensationalized stories written about mental health, with people portrayed as dangerous and crazy. I saw Offkilter as an opportunity to present a realistic story that wasn't overly dramatic, in the hope that the audience would find moments within Joe Kilter's experience that they could identify with. I think most of us have experienced that feeling of not quite being yourself. And in my own experience, there have definitely been moments, things that have happened that have triggered a cascade of emotions, leaving me feeling off, and that I've needed to work out or work through. And I expect that's something that a lot of us can identify with. How when our routines are changed, we can become unsettled, off kilter, in a somewhat light-handed manner. This piece looks at how one man deals with a circumstance that causes a descent into mental ill health and loss of identity, and how we perceive and ultimately might empathize with him. There is still stigma around mental health, especially when it comes to invisible ill health that often leads to people feeling increasingly isolated as they are pushed to the fringes of wider society. Offkilter is an inclusive piece of visual theatre. It's accessible to hearing and deaf audiences, and it can also bring together audiences from a diverse range of cultural backgrounds. If you would like more information, please get in touch. You can contact me or Gillian Garrity, the producer. I am really excited and hope to have the opportunity to continue touring and making waves with Offkilter. That would be amazing. Please get in touch. Bye.